we're on the river and I'm cruising along. I'm looking for the island. I think it's right down below us here. And, well, I just don't know. I don't see any place that looks like a great ford, but who knows what's down here. So we have to make it first. Probably should have my life vest on because it's water's really cold. I might put it on. I'm kind of cold too. Let's kind of look along the bank, see what we can see. Lots of Indian activity on these islands as well, so we'll need to be looking for arrowheads. Stone axes, arrowheads, knife blades, all kinds of stuff. Spear points. Man, the water's clear when it's shallow. Look at that. That is a shallow root system on that. Did not go down very deep, just spreads out wide. It's probably like, yeah, that's a one of those maple trees. That's what they do. And so we'll just poke along here, see what we can just see. Piece of wood. No interesting tracks, no mini balls, nada. Let's keep moving. We're gonna go downstream and we might go back upstream after a bit. So this is the island. You can definitely get around in it. All of the undergrowth has died back since it's frosted a few times. The only problem with islands, boat's down there, I got it tied off, so it should be okay. The only problem with islands like this is that if, you know, this rivers flood and they sometimes come up over the islands, and they absolutely come up over these islands. And you'll see all kinds of debris in here. Here's a plastic bucket, an old 55-gallon drum, some tires. So all these, this whole island was covered with raging water, probably, you know, once every couple of years. And it deposits cans and stuff too. So you can actually find cans down several feet. I'm always suspicious when I see those things. Yeah, when you see these, this is sometimes a good indication someone's growing pot plants nearby. Because what they do, by pot I mean marijuana, is they get it started inside early, and they plant it out on islands or, you know, somebody else's property later in the spring, so it can grow all summer. And you see there's a planter there, and there's another one right here, so that makes me doubly suspicious. And I would say almost positive that someone had a little weed farm out here at one time. Could have been years ago. All right, let's look around and see what's up here. Yeah, this looks absolutely horrible for metal detecting. See all of these plastic barrels, and there's like radiators over there. It looks like stoves. I did see a stove over here. I don't know if it's even going to be worth trying it because we're going to be digging cans everywhere probably, but we might, I guess. Wow, I know where to come to get barrels if I want them. Yeah, there's all kinds of drums you can see here. It is like a refrigerator. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it up here, guys. It's just gonna be too junky. Refrigerator. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it. This is a good place for when the plant, the marijuana is in these areas here where all these plants are growing, because it gets plenty of sunlight because the trees are dead. We're past the harvest season, so we'll be okay. All right, I'm just gonna get back in the boat, and maybe we'll come back here in the summer and just go along the banks, because I think the banks look really good down here. Looks like a nice hard bottom. Heck is that? It gave me a spook. I thought it was somebody's camp, but I think it's just a bunch of junk. Jeez, look at this. And this is just from floods. All from floods. They're all probably from people's docks. You know, boat docks along the river, and floods come out and wash them away. Boat. Yeah, check this out. See, all these bottles will be in here with these lids everywhere. This is weird. Look at this. There's an old boat. That's all aluminum. I don't think we can fix that one though, can we? Man, this is weird. It's all dug out like this. I thought maybe there was a building here, but I suspect this is just where the currents have dug holes and stuff. When it's flooded, that's burned coal right there. These are the docks that all the barrels came off of. Be really careful about nails sticking up in these things. And I cannot see anything. Alright, I guess we made it. Well, another 100 years would be a good bottle dump here. Worth digging. Yeah, there's nothing. Alright, I tell you what, I have a place a couple miles downstream where I have actually found some Civil War bullets just along the bank. So let's scoot down there. Yeah, just terrible. Oh, it's like somebody's shed that washed down in the flood. Huh. What's that? A water ski? I guess that's a water ski or something. I don't know if you guys like looking at this stuff or not. When you're here, like I am, it's fun. I really enjoy it. Because you never know what you're going to see. Like on the skull. Hey, check these little mushrooms out. I guess they're mushrooms. What are they? Man, some type of puffball, I guess. There you go. Put them back. It's like a marshmallow. It's really weird. Just want to show this to you guys real quick. Here's a tire, you know, a tire from a truck or a car, and look how it's buried that way in the ground. So it tells me that that whole layer right there is just modern junk that's washed in there, and the silt and stuff from the different floods. So if there were any Civil War bullets, it'd be under the bottom of that tire somewhere. Could be 6 feet down. So we made it to the place that I wanted to check out, but the water's really low, so at least there is some of the bank we can detect. Now I found buttons here from the early 1700s, maybe even the late 1600s, and I've found fired Civil War bullets here too. I don't think I've ever found a dropped one, but at least I have found some fired ones. I'm gonna get the machine out. We're gonna look around. Keep in mind, please, that the reason I came out today was to search that island that they supposedly camped on during the Civil War, but there was no way, there's nothing there for us to search because it was too much junk. So this is just a standby place in the hopes that we'll get at least one artifact so I can make a video. Enough talking. You can see a lot of fence wire in here, and it's lots of signals, but there's tons of square nails mixed in. And big spikes too. Is that glass? Can't tell how old that is. I think it's probably going to be pretty old. Oh yeah, it's that green. It's that green, like whiskey bottle glass right there. That could be Civil War. Well, I got a relic. I have a Civil War bullet. This is a Williams cleaner bullet, not a mini ball, although it looks like one. That's pretty cool right there. We scored. Found it in the water. It's all mushed up, probably hit one of these rocks. Give you a close up of that, huh? That's pretty cool, huh? Still got the zinc washer on the bottom. So I had a nice little signal there. I thought I'd go ahead and dig it. Well, nice. It's just kind of making a noise. And looky, I think that is going to be an artifact. In fact, it almost looks like from here a side plate to a musket, but I don't know if that's what it is. We'll find out together. Oh, dude, that's exactly what it is. That is a side plate to a some type of musket or a pistol. Percussion. I guess it's a percussion. It might not be. That might actually be that's a flintlock. I do believe. I think that's a flintlock, man. That's a flintlock mechanism. That would have had like a piece of flint in there. So this predates the Civil War. So this is like early 1800s to you know, the 1700s, obviously. Wow, that's awesome, man. That's pretty cool right there. We'll get it cleaned up a little bit and see if there's a piece of flint still in it. I think there might be, actually. So I have a big piece of iron right here. Pretty sure it's iron. Yeah, huge. Let's go ahead and dig that together. Well, actually, I left my shovel somewhere. I'm gonna go back and get my shovel. I'll get my shovel, dig it up, and we'll see what it is. Oh, there it is. It is a piece of a railroad. Could be an old one though. I've not seen this style before, so that actually could be pretty old. So this is my first happy squeak right here behind this rock. Dig a little bit in the boot. Alrighty, I don't think it's too deep. Boy, can't dig in here, can you? I think it's right in front of the shovel. I'm trying to. Alright, see if we got it with that. If not, I'm going to push you down. Jeez. Alright, pinpointer. I think I see it right there. Looks like a rifle casing. See it right here? A rock. That's a rock. Yeah, I really shouldn't dig with my bare fingers. Should have some gloves. Naturally, I didn't bring any because I didn't really think I'd be digging in the sand along the river. That's out good. Alright. Okay, I can see some color. That looks like lead or that's either lead or pewter. Yeah, it's pewter, I do believe. Yep, that's a whole chunk of pewter, I reckon. Could be lead, but it's a little bit scaly, and typically pewter's a little scaly. That might just be plain lead too, but that's not something somebody was using for fishing, you know, 100 years ago, 50 years ago. Dookie! It's a mini ball. Well, it's actually not a mini ball. That's another Williams cleaner bullet, and it's right on the surface. Oh, wow. That's awesome. It's fired. You can see it's kind of smushed on the end. But it's just like that other bullet we found. I think it might be a different type, but this is definitely Williams cleaner. Probably washed out of here not too long ago. Maybe that blacker dirt and came right to there. But I got a good signal up here in the leaves. Right there. 50s. I actually thought I had a 60s. I'm gonna shovel a little bit. Maybe I set my shovel too close. There's definitely one signal there. Nah, that was probably it. Right there. I think we'll be able to just move the leaves and grab it. That could be a ball button. No, it's not a ball button. Yeah, it's tiny, isn't it? Or I didn't dig it yet, one of the two. I see it. Do you see it? Do ya? Do ya? Right there, look. You see a little hint of lead peeking out the dirt. Come here, buddy. You can do it. Wait. Oh, actually, that's a piece of rock. Are these already? Nah, it's another rock. All right. Gosh, I can't see it. It's not a bullet. It's way too small. We would have seen it by now. Do you even see it? That's not that thing, is it? That's got to be a different target. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there it is. That's a piece of nail right there. Let's set it right there. Yeah, see, there's a bunch of that stuff in there. But I don't think that was a nail. I know that wasn't a nail we heard up here. So the problem is I'm chasing stuff around. Tiny musket ball right here. Actually, that might be it. No. It's not a fence staple. I don't think that's what we heard, though. Let's go ahead and listen again. No, let's just do it with this. Problem is there's so much fence wire and stuff in here. Trying to feel it. Feel the weight of it. Man, that's weird. It just came out of my hand. It's a problem trying to do this with the camera, not setting that down on the ground. All right, right there. Right there, look. Is that it? Yeah, it is. It's a button. I don't know if this has got to be what we heard, the 50s. Let's clean it off. I think it's what they call a vent hole button, which is pretty early, like mid 1700s or earlier. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what that's going to be. That's a good colonial relic right there. Don't see the holes in the back, but it sure looks like one to me from the front. It may not be though. It's the same style though. That's easily early 1700s, easily. I'm still not finding much, but I'm getting into an area where there's a lot more iron, and I didn't dig it. It could be fence wire, but I suspect it's not, because look at this. This is a fire-reddened rock that has been heated in the campfire and exploded, and chunks are coming off of it. Yeah, so there was a campfire right here some time ago, right along this bank. Oh, this bank here could have come out further back in the day. And I could have wrote it down from up there, but a lot more iron in this section right here. Little catfish head. Big old spines on them. Anyway, got lots of iron in here. I have one signal that actually sounds pretty good up in here. I thought we'd just take a chance on digging it together. Yeah, right there. Oh, it's way too, oh, it's aluminum. Never mind. See aluminum right there. Well, we're about 10 feet and 1 minute away from that piece of aluminum wire that was up on the bank, and I just found this. This is a piece of melted, I do believe, pewter. You can see it's kind of breaking apart. Melted. So that tells me that something was going on right here. Right above us, up on that bank. That's a good sign. Somebody missed it. It looks like almost like a horse's leg, doesn't it? I think it's just melted though. Take a chance on this one with you guys. I just dug something out of that hole right there. It's small. It's got a pretty good squeak. Is that it? No. Okay, it's in my heat. Oh, what is it? That is some type of, I don't know. That looks almost, it's brass for sure. Might be part of a buckle or something, like a colonial buckle. I'm not sure what that is. Oh man, we're on it now. Sweet. So I'm scratching around here, chasing something, and now I can see it. Do you see it? That's a Civil War bullet right there. It was laying on the surface. You can see it's white. I think it's probably a Burnside carbine by the looks of it. Yep. And you know the neat thing about it is, if you look right here, you can see that little bit of copper, the little brass right there. That means this was a dropped one. So there was a soldier standing right here that dropped an entire cartridge. And the rest of it just rotted away because it had the gunpowder in it, and that just made it rot. But this is a really good sign. That means they were standing right here. Now the bottom we found predates the Civil War by probably 100 years at least. Oh man, we're on it now. I signal right here. Hopefully it's something good. Oh, listen, look! I think it's a bullet right there. Mini ball. Yep, sure enough. Except it's not a mini ball. And fired. There you go. Just had a nice signal here. I dug it up. It's right on the hard clay, and I don't know what it is. It looks almost like a bullet, but it's too big for like a 58 caliber mini ball. Could be a 69er, but it almost has some green on it too. What do you think? I think it's a fired bullet. Fired mini ball. Clean it off. Oh yeah. So that is a fired 58 caliber mini ball from the Civil War. See where it hit cone first, and it's gray, so it's been underwater. It's been wet pretty much most of its life. It's not that chalky white color. You can see a little bit of algae growing on it too. So even though it's in the dryness right now, it's probably most of the year is probably wet here. The river's kind of low because it's the end of summer. Well, the beginning of fall. Well, the middle of fall. Let's put it this way: there's going to be ice out here before long. So I'm almost back to the boat, but I just dug a big old chunk of lead. I don't know if this is a fired bullet that's been heavily hit a rock up close soon after it was fired, or what. If it is, that soldier was not standing. Wow, look at that. That's exactly what that is. That is awesome. This is a mini ball that's been fired like point blank into a rock. I mean, point blank. And just it flattened out everything, and what you're looking at is the hole in the base. Not the hole, but the cone, the base cone. Isn't that wild? There's the boat, and looky, I just dug another mini ball right there. Actually didn't sound that great. There's so much iron right here, so that's telling me that's a fired mini ball. And again, you can tell it's kind of grayish with some algae on it. So the river's normally up where we're standing on dry ground right here. But yeah. Well, this is seasonal raccoon doo-doo. You can see this like wild cherries there. And then there's pawpaw seeds. Wild cherries, pawpaws. But good signal here. Enough for the doo-doo. I can see it. It's a bullet. Look, can you see it? Can you? Can you see it right there? Look. Oh, look at that baby. Look at it. Come here. Nice. I don't know if this is fired or dropped. Now, it looks like it has a ding in it, but that wasn't me because I did not dig it. It's just the artifact of our imagination. That looks like it's dropped, doesn't it? Sweet. See any more? Maybe we'll find a belt buckle. That would be nice. Especially just like laying right there. I've done that before. Not in a long time, but I like it. Oh, beaver sticks. All those little white sticks. That's where beaver has been up here eating. Got a signal here in the leaves. I think we'll go ahead and dig it together. Hopefully we'll find it without too much problem. All right. I see it. Do you see it right there? Look. I think that's it right there. Let's see if it is. Come here. Oh yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. I thought this was going to be a bullet, but it's a little strip of lead that's been folded over, probably to make a fishing sinker out of, I would guess. Although I'm not 100% on that. But it's lead. So I had a nice little signal here in the leaves, and as I looked down, I could see it. That is what appears to be a round ball, a musket ball. Now, I can't tell. I don't think it's fired either. I think that's a dropped musket ball. That little doodad you see right there, that's a sprue. That's where it was poured in a mold and then snipped off. That's like the tail of the molten lead that would be sticking up. They snipped it off. So I think that's actually a dropped musket ball. Could be to a rifle, could be to a pistol. There's really no way for us to know for sure. That's where I just found that little round ball. There's another good signal right below it. So let's see what this is. The reason everything's so shallow is because this hard pan here, and it can't get down very deep at all. It just hits this little clay layer. That's the kind of area I like to search. So that's why everything's really shallow. All right, so it should be right in front of this rock here. It's not gonna be very deep. I suspect it's gonna be a bullet because that's all we're finding now. Ah, there it is, look. See it? See the gray? Oh yeah, look at there. That looks like it might actually be a gardener. Not a gardener, but an infield. Actually, I don't know what it is. Weird. Oh, no, what is it? Oh, it's another big platinum one. Wow, this hit hard again too, just like that other one. Let's clean him off. I saw that there were no rings on it. That's why I thought it might be an infield, but you see the rings right there. But that thing just walloped the rock. I mean, just walloped it. I'm thinking this is a forward, and they were firing from halfway across or even closer. There's no way it would deform from 200, 250 yards away. There's just no way. Of course, they may have been shooting from right there at like carp or muskrats too. That would make more sense, really. Just shooting down into the water. Well, maybe they were unloading their muskets here. Like maybe there's a camp up there, and they have to shoot. You know, of course, you had to fire your muskets typically to unload them was the easiest way when you came off of guard duty. And maybe they had them just come over here to the bank and just shoot them in the ground. But we're not finding enough of those, are we? We've only found 2 hard impacts. It's a theory, though. Maybe we need to be up there in the woods next week. I haven't moved 2 feet and I already have another bullet. So this is going to be a little hot spot, I think. That's the hole I just dug, and I saw it on the side. There it is right there. Look, it's another fired mini ball. We're definitely going to have to come back here again very soon, because if anybody recognizes this spot, which they might, who knows, they'll clean it out on us really quick, because you know nothing's very deep here. It's really easy to find. Let's walk along and see if we can just eyeball one, since there's so many here. Those rocks look kind of suspicious too. There's so many of them in this one spot. Might have been a building up there on the bank. Let's just eyeball real quick. What do you say? If you guys see any that I missed, let me know. I'm going to run the machine over here real quick, but I'm really not making much. I'm only doing like a quick, one quick walk down and one quick back. I'm not zigzagging or anything very much. So we're probably missing at least half of what's here. That's easy to find. And probably most of the tough stuff, because I'm not digging the hard signals. Alright, you can get in the area now. I probably won't see them. I haven't even started walking yet, and I got 2 more signals right here. I'll let you listen to them. We'll dig them, and that's probably, well, we'll dig another 7 minutes. 2 signals right in here somewhere. Move that shovel back. It's here a lot of iron. I think that's where I dug that one bullet just a second ago. Okay, there's one like right here at the edge of the rock, and I think there's one here. Yeah, there's one right here. There's one right here. I think there might be one there too. Was that the one we already tried? I think it's a bunch of them right in this little area. You can hear all the iron. Looks like crockery. We'll check that out too. Yeah, alright. I'm going to dig a couple more, then we're going to hit the road. And we'll come back here, hopefully within another week or two, before it gets super cold, and before I actually post this video, because, well, you know me. Now, let's go ahead and dig these. There's one here and one there for sure. Again, they're not going to be very deep because the hard pan is really close. It's a little deeper than I thought it was. Wait, underneath that rock right there. There it is. Alright, you see it? I'll dig something, bringing my tripod would have been all I needed today, but I didn't think about doing this. Oh, my fingers are going to be wasted. I got to quit doing that. Oh, there it is right there. Because if I dig up a bottle cap, I'll be very unhappy. But there's a mini ball right here. That's a fired one, and I think there's going to be another one right. Where was the other one? Not even on. All right. You know, I should use a metal detector because there's so much iron in here. There's one there. All right. I guess use this little homemade trowel here. There we go. I think it's going to be down just a little bit deeper than the other one. There, should be about 2 right there. All right, ready? Just about. A little bit deeper yet. A little bit deeper now. I suspect it's going to be a bullet. Ah, there it is. See it? Right there. Look. See it? Oh, he's a sinker. A modern sinker. That's weird, isn't it? That was deeper than the bullet. And it's got monofilament, so you know it's not very old. Is it this? Ooh, let's give him a signal. Imagine that. Isn't that weird? I'm going to show you something about that in a minute. Ah, there it is. Okay, so what we have here is a fired Civil War mini ball, 58 caliber. And look at that. Isn't that interesting? You know what this is? I found this right down in that flat right there. This is a chunk of Indian pottery, North American Indian pottery. Kind of thick. You can see where it's got the little, you know, like the hash marks and stuff on there. That's how they marked them up. And it gives a signal, which I didn't actually realize. Well, with a pinpointer did. I don't know if it will with a metal detector. I'm gonna put that bullet away real quick. Okay. God, what a beautiful evening. Let's listen to it with a metal detector. I didn't actually listen to it with that. But the pinpointer made it go off, didn't it? Ready? It's actually almost nulling out. Let's go ahead and, yeah, it's on 0, so. There's so much iron in here. It's actually kind of nulling out. But the pinpointer made it go off, which I think is quite curious. Oh, it made the pinpointer go off. Yeah, sure enough. If you want to find Indian pottery with your pinpointer, you can do it. Isn't that cool? All right, I'm going to get cleaned up. I'll show it to you real quick. I have to hop in the boat and scoot up river because I want to get back to the truck before it gets dark. We'll see you on the next one. I'm coming back here. I absolutely promise you. Before it gets super cold and before you actually see this video, well, I can't promise you that, but before it gets super cold. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Well, on the next video tomorrow night, maybe. I hope. If I survive.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother